Hey everybody, what's going on? Will Hamilton here, trying out this Facebook Live. We're going to see how this goes, but want to welcome you to our new Facebook group. I can see myself there. That's pretty cool. I think you can talk to me in chat over here. I'm looking at it. Seems like it's working. So just want to do this quick live to welcome everybody to the group, talk about what we're going to be talking about during Wimbledon, talking about how to run plays. If you're watching this live right now, please leave a comment because I can see them. So anyway, what I want to do to get going is, Wimbledon started today, and it's an awesome tournament. If you've never been, it's great. This looks weird on camera, so I'm going to put that down. Patricia, what's going on? And Juicy, Jussi, Juicy? Adam Sminsky over here. Juicy. Co-founder of FYB. Oh, you can see it over there. Okay. Anyway, Wimbledon's awesome. You should go. But what I want to talk to you about right now is this document right here. So if you don't have this thing, below this video should be a post and a link to this guy right here. And this is going to be key for everything we're going to talk about over the next 2 weeks. This group's going to be HQ, where I can go live, we can chat, we can talk about what happened, what I think is going to happen in upcoming matches. But this document here, again, below this video you can download, is the...
it's also in the description of the post. It should be right there on this post.
Okay, yeah. Is it on this post too? Oh, okay. Adam added it. Cool. Adam added it. Yeah, I see it in there, and it's below. Open this doc, download it, because this is what we want you to use when you're not only building your own playbook, but also watching the pros themselves. So Patricia was asking about Sloan. We can talk about that in just a second. But let's talk about this document and what it does. So typically when we watch tennis, we're like, oh, he hit, that was a fast serve, or that was a good angle, or something like that. And we tend to focus on the shots and not necessarily what these shots are after. So there are 4 ways that you can stress your opponent. So we're hero, opponent is villain. And so you can stretch villain, you can push them back, you can obviously stretch them on the other side, you can pull them in, and then the last one, which is not written up here, is you can hit behind them. So if villain's going that way, you hit behind them, they have to stop and turn around and get to the ball. But the key here is that we're trying to affect villain's court position. That's the most powerful weapon in tennis, is we have good court position, villain has bad court position. So when you watch Wimbledon, and of course when you play your matches, that's your number 1 weapon, and that's what you want to be looking for. So when you watch Wimbledon tomorrow, or you watch it tonight on Wimbledon Live, or whatever the thing's called, look for how one player is trying to stress the other by either stretching them off the court, pushing them back, pulling them in, or hitting behind them. And you're going to see this all the time. And what you'll also notice is when, let's say, hero does not do that to villain, and villain is set up and can take a swing at the ball, that's typically when you see the dynamic of a point change. When the other person has the opportunity to stress, then you'll see the tables turn. So what I want to do, just to illustrate this, we're going to pull out the trusty singles playbook, and we're going to pull out the number 1 play that everybody would want to have in here, that you'll see all the pros run, which is called serve +1. And so serve +1 is super simple. It's hero serves, and then the next shot is going to be the sword, which is typically the forehand. So in non-FYB terminology, it would just be a serve followed up by a forehand. So you'll see Fed do this, you'll see Rafa do this. Rafa, I think, is actually the best in terms of like the number of forehands he hits after a serve than anybody else on the men's tour. Serena does this, Sharapova, Sloane, Stevens, all these players. So this is the baseline play that they all use. It's a baseline play you want to use, whether your forehand's your strength or your backhand's your strength. Doesn't matter. That's just going to be what we call your sword. But the play works like this. So let's take the way Fed does it, where he likes to stretch. So wide serve, right? He's stretching off the court, and he'll actually go at villain's sword a lot because you can put somebody's sword under pressure when you stretch them off the court with a serve. Then the return, somewhere through the middle in here, this is going to be where he's going to hit a sword on that thing, turns it into the forehand, and then the next shot is going to be a push, right? So he's trying to push whoever villain is back. So villain has to retreat to get to that ball. And we all know, so we refer to the backhand as the shield if it's the weaker shot, but everybody knows this is hard to do, back up and hit a backhand. So that's how this all works. So you can see it starts with a stretch, then it's followed up by a push. And one of the things with when you look for this stuff and when you're using this document, which again you can download on this video or you can get it on a post below, is typically you want to operate in contrast. And what that means is if you push somebody back, you shouldn't try and push them back again, typically. There obviously are exceptions, but let's take the serve plus one play as an example of that. So in this case, we're talking about Fed because he loves this play. He stretches and then he pushes back. So that's using the stretch and the push. It's a contrast, right? But if Fed were magically turned into Rafael Nadal, what Nadal tends to do is his first serve is a push, right? He's going at the shield for a righty. Then he's a lefty, so we would reverse this. The sword would be on that side. But then if you've already pushed villain back here, if you push back again, dude's already back here, right? He can just kind of go over here, and it's easier for him to get to. So what you'll typically see Rafa does, if he can generate the appropriate angle, is he's going to follow it up with a stretch instead, right? So if the serve is first a push, then the next shot is actually going to be a stretch instead because it's more effective typically to operate in those contrasts, right? You push back and then you stretch, or you stretch and then you could stretch the other side, or you could push back. You can also pull in. You'll see that a lot. Look for that at Wimbledon in particular. The players with really good slices use that to pull their opponent forward, and then obviously look for the shot behind. Man, this chat thing's pretty cool. So anyway, those were the broad points I wanted to make in this introductory video. Again, welcoming you guys to this new group. So pretty cool to put it together. Facebook Live seems like a pretty cool thing. So just wanted to do this for y'all. If there's any comments, cool, post them now. Otherwise, we will be doing this again. But
yeah, so what's the schedule looking like here? What are we going to be doing over the course of Wimbledon?
haven't really figured it out. We're gonna be winging it. But this just seemed like a cool way to talk about some of the latest matches. What I certainly will be doing is if there's a particular play that a top player uses, we will be diagramming it. We'll be going back to some of those, we used to do those preview videos back in the day. So we'll be doing that, but now more through the lens of how to do it through a play versus what we tended to do in the past, a little bit more general discussion. So now we're going to be a little bit more drilled down. But in any event, download this guy next time, tomorrow when you're watching matches, later on when you're watching matches, use this thing, and you'll see all the players doing this. They're going to stretch one way, then they might stretch the other, they might push back, they might pull in. But when you got this guy, I think it's going to be pretty eye-opening in terms of how everybody starts to construct their points and how you can do it, because everybody can use the court like this. You don't need to be a pro. They're really good at it, but you can do it at your level, whether you're literally just a beginner or you're a 3-0, 3-5, 4-0, 4-5, whatever and beyond. So anyway, go try that out. Thanks everybody who was live. Everybody will keep you posted by posting in the group and elsewhere. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys very shortly, probably tomorrow.